We're back, and today we're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk a little bit about boosting your credit, getting your credit score to go up this way, not down. We don't want to go down. We don't want to go that way. So let's get started. So let's say you want to increase your credit score so you can buy a house or get a good rate on a car or a new car, something like that. Or maybe you have some collections on your credit reports from maybe EOS, CCA, Jefferson Capital Systems, or Jefferson Capital. Two different companies. They're not the same company, so don't get them mixed up. Jefferson Capital Systems and Jefferson Capital are two different collection agencies, or debt buyers, let's just call them what they are. Or maybe you have a collection on your account from LVNV funding, NCA, also known as National Credit Adjusters, because they like to adjust your credit in a negative way. So they, get it, adjust credit adjusters. Or maybe even a portfolio recovery, or you just have a Verizon bill that, Verizon wireless bill that you just won't come off your credit report no matter what you do or how hard you try. Let's see what we can do about that today. Now, you could spend countless hours reading forum posts, Facebook group posts, and or watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos hoping to find a solution for removing those negative items from your credit report. Now, you can do that. That's fine if you want to do that. It all depends on how much you value your time and your sanity, because, all of that information will just drive you crazy. It's information overload if you keep looking at all those forums, all of them Facebook group posts, and reading one method and then reading another method, and then this guy said this will work and then that guy said that won't work. The FCRA laws, they are not incredibly complicated. They are reasonably straightforward and truly are designed to protect you from unethical collection practices. So, however, these debt buyers, let's just call them what they are, collection agencies are pretty much just debt buyers. They're banking on your ignorance, and quite often, your ignorance works in their favor. It is very easy to make one mistake when dealing with these debt buyers like Jefferson Capital or NCA, and you'll end up stuck, not being able to get the negative item removed without paying them. And even then, there is a good chance that the negative item will remain on your report even after it has been paid. And that's not what we want. We want it off of our reports. That's the only way you're going to get your credit score to go up, is to get the negative item off your report. It doesn't matter if you pay the collection account or the charge off. It doesn't matter if you pay it. What you want is to negotiate for a deletion. This is why you should not attempt to negotiate with any debt buyers / collection agencies if you're not well versed in the dirty games that they play. Now we've got all of the doom and gloom out of the way, let's start talking about the solution. There is a solution that you can put to work that is free and is a lot safer than going at credit repair alone by pulling bits of information from many different unproven sources. Now, some might argue that this solution is not exactly free because it does require a subscription to a credit monitoring service such as Identity IQ. And to that I say, how the hell are you going to fix your credit if you don't know how to keep track of what's on your credit? And with that said, the solution is actually free, because you can simply just pay for the credit monitoring service and still not have access to Credit Versio. Credit Versio is the DIY credit repair platform that is completely free to use as long as you have a credit monitoring service such as Identity IQ. Now, you have the option to sign up for Identity IQ or one of the other credit monitoring services directly on the Credit Versio website, and you can find a link down below in the description that will give you access to use Credit Versio for free. I also have included in the description a link for you to sign up for Identity IQ. And if you use the links down below in the description, you will be helping out the channel and enabling me to bring you helpful content in future videos. But getting back on topic, okay? Credit Versio is a credit repair expert, so you don't have to be. I mean, it literally says that exact phrase on their website, on the Credit Versio website. Now, the first step to using Credit Versio is to enter the login information for your Identity IQ account, and Credit Versio will initiate what is called a smart import, bringing all your credit report information from all three bureaus into the Credit Versio platform without creating a hard inquiry. Now, with Credit Versio, you can dispute any account on all three bureaus, enabling you to get deletions on TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Credit Versio uses artificial intelligence to determine which accounts are hurting your credit. Credit Versio will then help to create powerful and professional disputes to help permanently remove those negative accounts that were hurting your credit. Credit Versio allows you to create as many disputes as needed at any time to get your credit cleaned up as quickly as possible. And you can track the results easily within inside the control panel of your Credit Versio account. Now, I know this sounds fantastic, and maybe it sounds a little bit too good to be true, and there seems to always be some type of catch when it comes to using services that claim to be free. Well, that's not always true. There is one small caveat when doing any type of DIY credit repair. Doesn't matter if you go a different DIY route or you go with Credit Versio. This type of credit repair takes time and patience. You will have to mail everything in, and let's face it, the post office is not as good as we would like them to be. Plus, you're dealing with debt buyers, aka collection agencies, that don't want to let you off the hook because their income literally depends on you paying up. So yes, it takes some time, but with Credit Versio, the process is a lot easier and requires little to no homework on your part. So it is most definitely a fantastic option. What if I told you there is a faster, more direct option to getting collection accounts permanently deleted from your credit report and being completely done with that debt like forever, ever, and it won't come back in the future to haunt you. Like 3 months later, some other collection agency has that debt and they want to get paid now. So let me explain. In life, I find that you have good, cheap, and fast. 3 things. 1 being good, 2 being cheap, and 3 being fast. 99% of the time, you can only have 2 of the 3, but not all 3. I find that this goes for pretty much any service or product. An example would be building a house. If you wanted a house built fast and good, well, it requires more manpower, which won't be cheap. If you want your house built good and cheap, well, it won't be fast because fast requires more manpower and you want to be cheap. So there's that. And if you're offended by me saying manpower instead of some other PC version, please unsubscribe and go watch some other channel. Okay? Thank you. Now, getting back on topic, you guys can go ahead and play around with the good, fast, and cheap thing on your own. Think about it and let me know in the comment section how often you ever get a service or a product that is all 3, good, fast, and cheap. I can't think of any situations where I've gotten all 3, good, fast, and cheap in one product or one service. Okay, now with that said, to get collection accounts from debt buyers like Jefferson Capital Systems, EOS CCA, LVNV Funding, NCA, also known as National Credit Adjusters, Portfolio Recovery, or any of these junk debt buyers, delete it from your credit report quickly and effectively, you need to enlist the help of a real credit repair professional that happens to be bonded and registered with the Department of Justice. Now, Dave at 740 Plus has been getting deletions on a daily basis from many collection agencies because he knows exactly how to deal with them. He knows where most of them screw up and how to get these debt buyers to either settle on a much lower amount, we are talking reductions as much as 90%, or even eliminating the debt completely altogether. The absolute best thing about Dave is that he promises to get all bureaus deleted or you don't pay. You don't have to take my word for it. It says it right there on the very top of his website. Dave was able to reduce a Jefferson Capital Systems collection that I had on my report by like 80%, which took less than 10 days and was completely off my report. And I know it came off because I have credit monitoring services like Identity IQ. How else are you going to fix your credit if you don't have credit monitoring service? You know, I'm just saying. Identity IQ. Link is down below in the description. Link is down below in the description for Credit Versio as well. Back on topic. So in 10 days, from the time I spoke to Dave, it was going completely off my credit report and I didn't have to worry about it again. Now, Dave also told me that he could completely eliminate the debt and it would not come back to haunt me in the future, but he would need a little bit more time to work his magic. But I was in a time crunch, so I opted for a quick reduction with deletion. The only thing is that you have to be ready to pay when Dave reaches agreement or settlement for the elimination of the debt. And this is where we kind of come back to the whole good, cheap, and fast thing that I mentioned a little while ago. Good, cheap, fast. Just make sure that you're ready to pay because Dave is going to be able to negotiate on your behalf. He'll be able to get that debt reduced down by at least, I'm not going to give you a number. I don't know exactly how much he'll be able to get it reduced down, but for me, he got my debt reduced down more than 80%. So I made the payment, and total time from me calling him to making the payment, it was off my credit report in less than 10 days, a little less than 10 days. I think it was like midday or something like that. Anyway, it didn't take that long for it to come off my credit report, and I don't have to worry about that debt popping up anymore from any other collection agencies. So that was fantastic. If you don't want to go at the credit repair situation on your own, I highly recommend Dave at 740 Plus. If you tell him that Hakeem sent you, then he will most likely be able to give you a good deal and priority service. But if you cannot pay his fees or settle the debt just yet, you're best served waiting until you possibly can. Because you have to act fast once Dave reaches a settlement agreement or elimination deal with these collection agencies, as they are quite often just a short-term offer. But anyhow, just give Dave a call, explain your situation to him, and try to get an idea of what he can do for you. The link is down below in the description. Just be sure to tell him that Hakeem